work session. Gonna ask Councilman Fowler to open us up with prayer.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for letting us gather here today. Pray for a hedge of protection around us as we continue our ventures this week, and thank you for letting us make it through the weather and be with us as we continue to go through the week in our work, and let our actions speak loud, and work with us as we go through, and just let people see you through our actions, and be with us as we do the city's deeds and do our best way as possible. Let us be great in all that we do. In your name we pray. Amen.
And also too, we want to send some prayers out to Cassie, the mayor's secretary. She's under the weather, so we just want to make sure we keep her lifted in prayer, and hopefully she gets back to us soon, better than ever. All right, so we're going to start with number 1, discussion by Leah Allen, Executive Director for the ARC, regarding estimate received from Safeguard for necessary repairs to the fire alarm system at the ARC building in the amount of $1,101. Is Leah here?
I don't see her, but I did speak to her about it, and basically it's a quote that they got from Safeguard for needed repairs, and there is funding available.
Okay, all right. All right. Y'all have any questions on that?
No question.
All right, so that one is good, Nicole. Next item, discussion by Linda Dixon, Chair of the Sylacauga Historical Commission, regarding application for the Alabama Historical Commission 2025 Historic Sites Grant, a non-matching grant fund with a maximum award of $75,000 for the restoration of the Grants Quarry Post Office. Hey, Ms. Linda, how are you tonight?
Oh, thank you. My pleasure to be able to share that we've had an opportunity to apply for a grant that could give us funds to preserve and improve the Gants Quarry Post Office that many of you know has been on city property for many years now, and it was preserved and saved basically through the efforts of Earl Lewis when he was serving as president of the Sylacauga Preservation and Conservation Society, and it has been basically non-active, and as your body that is so concerned about maintaining our historical sites, we felt like it was a great opportunity to take advantage of the Historic Sites Program. In all honesty, we applied for this last year, and the grant, we were denied, but encouraged to reapply this year. In the meantime, I submitted an application to have the Gants Quarry Post Office listed on the Alabama Register of Heritage and Landmarks, which it has been approved, and we are waiting a certificate that gives us another property in Sylacauga that has that designation. And of course, we will also want to use some of our budgeted money to put a marker to celebrate that honor for Sylacauga. But at this point, the state of the post office is fragile. It is an educational opportunity waiting for someone to actually activate. And we have talked through with Coach Lewis and with the museum and with the wonderful help that we have received from Nicole and the mayor. We have a plan, once again, a nice partnership, so that if we can receive these funds, proceed with getting the little post office activated and open more for tourism, and reminding our community that this is the only lasting community building from Gants Quarry. This is the last. So we see this as an educational tool, and I have written in the grant our plan for the educational facet. And, so right now, our application, we were requesting, from a, bid that we received from Brooks and Son Construction, $36,650 for renovations and actually putting in, electricity for our facility. So we, once again, no matching funds. This would, be announced in May, and, we hope that this would be your wish as well. So just wanted to make you aware, and once again, thank you so much to Nicole for her helping us expedite this on short notice, so the mayor as well.
Thank you so much,
Questions?
Miss. I don't have any. Thank you so much for this, and thank you for applying for
We'll
this.
look forward, if this doesn't work, then we know we are still on the, capital improvements plan down the line.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Linda. All right. Next item, discussion by, Police Department Lieutenant Renee Cummings regarding the acceptance of a ABECA Law Enforcement Traffic Safety Division, burn jag program providing up to $50,000 in reimbursable funding for purchase of a complete taser system, including 32 Axon tasers, 7 units, and instructor training totaling $153,907.20. It'll be resolution number 20-2025. If approved, additional funding is required to complete the taser purchase. Options include funding the remaining balance of $103,907.20, or allocating $50,000 for the first year, followed by $25,976.80 annually for the next 4 years. Hey, Renee, how are you tonight?
I'm great, how are you?
Good. So I was reading this, so
This is what I came to you in November and asked for permission to be able to apply for. We were awarded the grant and we were awarded the full $50,000. It's a reimbursement grant, we pay the $50,000, I turn around and file the paperwork and they reimburse us the funds.
So what is this? So what is the city out of pocket? I'm reading this. It says, so $50,000 for the first year, followed by $25,000 annually. So are they gonna pay the 50 and then we're responsible for the maintenance and the upkeep?
The 4 years after, yes ma'am.
Okay, so what happens after the 4 years?
Actually, you have to redo a contract with Axon.
So they only last for 4 years?
And the pricing will change, yes.
Okay,
Well,
so-
They actually last 5.
So it gives you a roll every year.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So it's
Time to-
basically leasing the equipment.
So let me ask you this, so when August comes, are we needing to increase, you guys, if we decide to do this,
We'll
we're
have to
needing
make a
to
line-
increase the
line item
budget?
for that, yes, ma'am.
Okay, alright, y'all understand that?
Mhm.
So at budget time, their budget is gonna go up,
Yes.
$50,000 for the first year and $25,976.
Next year will go up.
yeah, it's gonna go, but that's what, when we do in August, so,
Mhm.
so you're gonna be able to do this in 25. So you're gonna start in 25 and then we'll start paying our part in 26.
Yes,
All
for
right.
the next budget year.
Okay, alright, cool. Sounds good. Y'all have any questions?
No, we gotta have it.
Thank you so much for, doing this, Renee, and I'm glad we got the grant.
Yes,
Look at that.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item, discussion by Ed Ford, shop superintendent regarding purchase of a compressor replacement for the shop due to breakage beyond repair with the cost not to exceed $30,000, funding from general, fund. So Ed, you're out here breaking compressors, apparently.
Well, it's wore out. I provided everybody with a little packet there on it. The actual compressor total, that we got on the spec out is $18,843.
Okay, but you said not to exceed 30. Why did you, are you needing more than one?
No, the maintenance contract for 5 years
Ah.
is $15,000.
So let me ask you, so would we need to fund the full 30, or would we just have to add 5,000 to your budget for 5 years, for the additional year?
It's
15,000?
It's $15,000.
Maintenance is
See,
15,000.
See, the problem with that, and I was gonna leave that decision with y'all, is, if I do not buy the extended contract,
Uh-huh,
we're subject to their mercy on whether or not they wanted this stuff. I'll have to take responsibility for sending in the oil sample every 6 months.
but,
We can do the maintenance. I can live with the rest of it.
So, but what, so, I mean, you wrote it up like this, you sent it to us like this, so what are you asking for? What are you recommending? So do you think we should get the maintenance, the warranty, or you wanna assume the responsibility of the maintenance?
I'm gonna assume the responsibility of that.
So do we take the 30, so how much is it now then?
18,843.
Alright, is that on here for, to be considered tonight, Nicole? So do we need to change the price on it?
We do, I just put that in as a placeholder, because I believe it broke Friday and he was trying to get it closed.
No.
So this is number 15.
Yeah.
So am I adding just 18,000 or?
Yeah, you can cross out the 30 and just,
Yes.
And not to exceed with the cost of
Alright,
18.
so registry on repair. A motion to approve for the air compressor replacement for the shop. So I don't even need to do all that either, I just need to put.
Just with a cost
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, I'm just trying to mark it out, because you know, I'll get to this and still read all this and we'll have to go back, which I'll probably do it anyway.
43.
You got a total of 18,843.
43.
No change? Alright. Nicole, you got that posted on yours?
I do.
Alright, okay. Any questions on this, guys? Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Alright, next item, discussion, necessary to set a public hearing for rezoning of properties at 966-1184 Sylacauga Federal Highway, Sylacauga, Alabama 35151, Zone M-1, Light Industry to M-2, General Industry for April 15th, 2025. And this will be resolution number 18-2025. So we're just gonna set a public hearing. Any questions on this one, guys?
Nope.
Okay. All right, next item, discussion necessary to set a public hearing for annexing a property at 245 Village Street, Talladega, Alabama, 35160, Zone AG-1, Residential Agricultural District for April 15th, 2025. Resolution number 19-2025, setting another public hearing. Any questions on that one, y'all?
That's just in Sycamore and their address is for Talladega.
Yeah, but it's still
Yeah,
considered,
it's still, I mean, there's properties annexed around it.
okay, all right. Next item, discussion by Nicole Brown, interim city clerk treasurer, regarding quotes received for the purchase of furniture and installation for the administrative and finance department totaling $24,635.04. Is this the, furniture that we approved during capital, Nicole?
Yes, it was approved during capital. Ms. Lambert brought this back to you guys and had it approved. But since then, we've decided to go with a completely different vendor. The previous vendor just wasn't, following up. So, it was included in your package and it lists everything that we're asking for along with price. and
Did the
then-
price change from, I guess you got us a capitalist over here, did the price change?
No ma'am, it's still under 25,000. We requested, several quotes, we had 2 contractors get back with us, and, we really liked the quote we received from Sky Contractors.
So you couldn't get a better deal with going with a different vendor?
Well, this is, what I think is gonna be a really good deal, cause, we originally showed him a desk that we would like to purchase, and he is going to, build it for us.
Okay, all right, so these are one of those things that were already approved during, capital.
Can you quickly summarize, does this involve changing anything in the front for people?
Yes, so the front counter that we currently have, the new desk will sit about there, and it's gonna serve as the countertop, but also a desk for, Heather Long and Tony Giddens, the business office clerk, which will give us more room for a third desk behind us.
So the setup is still the same, we're just going with a different vendor, because I think we were provided some pictures too, if you guys remember.
So that's the same setup.
Yeah,
It won't extend into the lobby though, this is not about moving, okay.
Right,
Behind
just
the
making
doors.
better use of the space we have.
and this is just furniture.
Okay.
Do we need to hold off though until we, and nothing against Nicole, she's doing, you know, the best she can do in her job but until we get a permanent person in that, because if we get someone permanent, they may not want that, you know, furniture in there, and since it's an interim temporary position, I feel like we may need to wait just to make sure that somebody else doesn't come in there and decide they wanna change it all.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Me personally, I don't think we should wait. I mean, we have an interim in place and business can't stop because people change. We still have to move forward with our plans. And I mean, it's furniture. Hopefully, whoever's in that place permanently, hopefully they can function around the setup.
And I promise, I haven't picked out any crazy colors.
I think it's just maximizing the space, making the space more efficient. It's not doing anything crazy from the pictures that I remember.
Yeah. So you're good?
Yeah, if it's the same as the
Yeah.
pictures that we were provided previously.
Yeah,
I like
but that
it.
was the whole point of the capital
It's
list.
making it more
Yeah.
efficient.
Yeah, and to go ahead and get this stuff approved and then to just bring it back to us to make sure the numbers are still the same. All right,
This is consistent with the plans we've been discussing for years.
okay. All right, next item, discussion regarding payment of legal, statements review from Alexander Hyde for January and February 2025 totaling $30,638. And, Nicole, I didn't see the itemized list, the itemized list for this. Did we receive the itemized list that we asked for?
Right, that's why it's on the agenda again. We've only received the statements.
And
Jane,
then-
did you not provide that like we asked?
I didn't know that I was asked, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were last time and you said that you would. That was the only holdup. We were just waiting to get that itemized list so we can get it, approved. So that's the only holdup on this.
Okay.
And I see that it's went up too, so I'm assuming that another month has been added.
The hours and the amount.
Yeah, that's all we need, Mayor. If you just send that out, we can go ahead and get this taken care of. We just wanna see what we're paying for and get these people paid.
Yeah. We talked about it last meeting and came to agreement of what we wanted.
Yeah. And we may need to, just make sure we were, clear. We may have to go back and look at those minutes, cause hopefully we were.
That's what we're saying.
Alright. Alright, next item, action that is necessary to approve resolution number 16-2025, confirming the appointing authority of interim department heads due to the mayor's, veto. I think we need to hold off on this one. I think, I know we've consulted with Wynn on this one, and Wynn is still working and getting us some information, so we're just gonna hold off on this one. And this one is number what on the list?
Number one is your oldest.
Yeah.
Or,
So we're gonna hold off until we,
10.
yeah, and I already put it on here. So number 10,
What is Wynn research? I'm just curious what Wynn is researching.
alright, Wayne, you wanna chime in on that?
I guess you better come to the microphone. There's issues that have been raised by the mayor's veto that need to be, declared, or researched, because he may be correct on some of his, things that he set out in his vetoes recently, which would be better if we all come to that conclusion that it be rescinded as opposed to having to be, or perhaps.
Okay, thank you,
And in
Wynn.
his veto, he also asked that you all consult with me, and I've done that.
Alright, does that answer your question, Laura?
Yes, thank you, Tiffany and Wynn, both. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks, Wynn.
You're welcome.
Alright. Does anybody, have anything that they would like to add?
We talked about, turnout gear for the fire department. I know that they have had 3 sets on their original budget that we had passed. They're in need of 6 total. There's been several fires recently to where their equipment has been damaged, and this is that stuff they wear into actual fires, and there's holes and stuff in it that they need. It's crucial that they get an additional 3 sets. I emailed the mayor last week and sent him pictures of the holes in the sets, and you know, I just feel like it's something that we need to go ahead and get on here. They bought 1 set back in November on the 24 budget.
Yeah,
So-
cause I remember in the 24 budget,
Yeah.
he was approved for 3, but he ended up spending the money on something else.
Right.
So, and he didn't basically prioritize the turnout gear, so he only bought 1 set.
And I'm also liaison to the fire department. This is news to me. Haven't heard a thing about it. Nobody's mentioned it. All the fire chief needs to do is ask for it, and we'll figure out a way to get it approved. It's very simple.
Yeah, but we still need to know if he even bought what we approved.
Right.
So Laura, did you get any?
There's not been any suits purchased. This this time.
So the fire chief haven't even bought what we approved for
Not
this
for
budget?
FY 25, no.
But there are some approved in that budget though,
Yes,
right?
there is, and they need an additional 3 from, 3 sets apart from what the 3 that we asked
And
for.
he needs to ask for it.
Mayor, have you talked to the fire chief about this?
I have, and he was supposed to follow up on it. He's had some family issues and maybe help him up a little bit, but he is well aware of the situation he's supposed to be having.
Yeah, I understand that, but still, you know, we all have family issues going on, but as fire chief, he needs to prioritize
He
this.
does, and they have had extensive fires this year
So-
that have put some wear on their,
I mean, that is a serious issue. I mean, obviously going into the fires semi-unprotected with your protective gear being exposed. You know, a simple email, I would expect for him to let, at minimum, the liaison know, hey, this is what's going on. I know I'm approved for 1, 2, or 3, but I need X amount more. I mean,
And I
It's
found
simple.
out, happened, I was walking through the fire department, cause I'm parked over there, and I saw them looking at their uniforms, and I was like, what is that? I was like, is that what you have to wear? And that's how I
Well, I
was
heard
made
about
aware of
it,
it.
I was made aware yesterday, so I got a phone call about it yesterday, but again, that's not our job, you know, that's
we
Nate's
definitely
job.
need to get it. We
Yeah, I
need to
mean,
get
they
to
need
them,
it
but
regardless.
We gotta be made aware, you know?
Give us a request.
And also too, yeah, so as, fire chief or whoever he has in charge, cause I understand he's still working from home, right?
well, he has, he's just got some issues with his wife, you know. She has emergency.
So who's in charge?
But anyway, he was supposed to be well aware of this, and the piece of knockout gear they're talking about was with a house fire where the body, where somebody lost their life in it. And, that was a torn piece, that's the only one I saw. The
There's-
other knockout gear, he said he was handling it.
But there's multiple that, from other fires that happened before that, that was also, I mean, they were looking at it.
That's something I need to bring to the council with the fire chief.
So that's what I'm
Appreciate
saying,
your
that's
input.
where the fire chief needs to step in and directly get involved and talk with us about it.
Oh, Lord,
Or at
didn't
least
you also say there was an issue with, the backup gear being expired?
Yes, it's expired, so I mean, regardless of who is responsible for it, we still have a duty to make sure these guys have what they need to do their jobs. Because, you know, if we know about it and they go to a house fire and they're not in gear that's 15 years old
I agree.
and expired,
But
they're
we
holes.
don't know about it. We've been given no request from the fire department.
Yeah, but everybody's correct, but again, that's why we put people in place like chiefs and,
Right.
directors and things like that. So this is on our fire chief, so hopefully we can get some sort of email or some sort of request to get this taken care of, Mayor.
And
I'll get
Jared's
an email
here.
back to you on this subject within the next 24, 48 hours.
Thank
From
you.
the fire chief.
We can act very soon, just
Yeah.
get a request in and we'll get it taken care of.
And also too, just make sure he reaches out to his liaison, cause I mentioned it to Lee today when I heard late yesterday evening and I asked Lee about
I
it.
don't think he's asked for it is the thing. I don't think, I happened to notice this as I was walking through.
I know, but if you heard about it from somebody and I heard about it yesterday, so
Yeah.
somebody's talking about it. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah. But Jared's here tonight. Jared, do you have anything?
Yes?
If you have a direct question, I'll answer.
Do you have a direct, question for Jared? We called him
Jared,
out.
how long has this been going on?
Could you come to the podium, Jared, so we can hear you?
Can you speak for the fire department?
I'm not here to represent, I wasn't asked to be here, I'm just on duty tonight, sir. So that's the normal practice of the captain to come when he's on duty if the chief's not here.
Okay, well, let me.
I wasn't asked to be here.
Alright, well, let me say this then, you know, if you come to that podium and you speak and you got that, suit on, you are a fireman, you still represent the city.
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so if you're not prepared to represent the fire department, then we don't need to ask you anything.
I just, no ma'am.
Okay.
If you ask me something, I'll answer.
Alright. Well, I think we, the mayor's gonna take care of it, and we're gonna make sure we get that turnout gear, ordered. I believe the mayor's gonna do exactly what he told me he was gonna do. Alright,
Thank you.
alright, is there any, thing else, anybody? And thank you, Jared, too.
Yes, ma'am.
So on the, grant for the police department, are you going with option 2, 50,000 the first year, and then 25,976.80 after?
I think that's what we discussed, and it's gonna be 25, that for 4 years, right?
Right.
So that means you and Renee know to add that to your budget, and we know, just bring that up in August, cause you know, we'll get amnesia when it comes to some dollars.
Yes.
So, just make sure it's added to the budget, cause we did approve it.
Yes.
But we don't have to, are we gonna have to pay that, Renee, you said it's reimbursable, did she leave? So are we gonna have to pay that up front and then,
And then I wanted to ask about funding, even though it'll be reimbursed.
so can we just pay it out of the general fund since it's gonna be reimbursed? Y'all good with that? Instead of taking money from their funding that is already planned to do stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's coming back.
That's good.
Yeah.
Alright, alright. So, is that it, y'all?
And I think one more thing on the fire department, it kinda got swirly there. And I agree the things are needed, and all I was mentioning was, I didn't know anything about it, and I would definitely shoot forward to take care of it as quickly as possible. So all I was saying was, as soon as I'm aware of it, I would love to act about it. So now that I'm aware of it, we're all aware of it, I'd love to act on it and handle business.
Yeah, but remember, but you also have to remember, we did our part, we did our part, we approved it, once we approve it, it's up to the fire chief, department head, or whatever to actually order it. So,
They're gonna need the additional funding though, that's the
Yeah.
thing.
but the fire department still needs to come, and who's ever representing the fire chief, whoever still needs to come to let us know what the additional funding is for and how much, so we can have a dollar amount. So we're all in agreement that we do need to do it, but it needs to be done in the matter of a request. Alright, we're good, y'all? Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and, end the work session.